Welcome back, everyone, to the Bear Front Plays YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, and I'm back breaking down some more NBA action for you guys. We have two more games to break down on Wednesday night, a couple player props as well. Before we do that, we got to talk about the games from Tuesday night. The sweep is over. We had like a 10-1, 10-2 run going there over the last 3 days, but the sweep ends with CJ McCollum only 8 points in the game. Started the game 1-9 from the field. Horrible shooting performance. We do have a win up on the board with the Cavaliers, -7.5. They started making their shots today. It was a rematch against the Pacers. They made over 40% of the threes, over 40% from the field, and they won that game by double-digit points. Winning that one, -7.5 as the play. We're going to lose the Mavericks, +4.5. They're getting blown out by 25 right now against the Nuggets, but we did pick up another win on the player props. It's going to be a 2-2 day. I'm okay with the 2-2 day. A little disappointed because I felt like we were going to go 4-0 once again tonight, but just didn't work out. If you had Jokic 9.5, you still cashed. I got an 8.5, but he's at 10 assists right now with like 7 minutes left in the third quarter. So that one did cash as well. All right, 2-2 day. Let's move on. We're going to look at some more NBA action. We are going to start with the New York Knicks going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. I had a chance to catch a 76ers game a little bit last night, so Tuesday night or tonight, whenever I'm talking right now. Took a loss of the Thunder, pretty big loss. I don't think the 76ers expected to win that game because they sat not only Paul George, they sat Tyrese Maxey as well, and Joel Embiid, who is basically out every other game now, sat out that game. He hasn't played in a while. I think we're going to see Paul George and Tyrese Maxey back in this game. I don't expect to see Joel Embiid. Anytime we do see Joel Embiid, it's a nice sight to see. He's still a good player, but he's got so many injuries right now, you can't count on him to start in any of these games. But the 76ers, they've lost 3 consecutive games, 2 of them being at home. This is a game at home going up against the Knicks. They're catching 7 points. I'm going to take the 7 points. I like the 76ers in this game. Paul George and Maxey sat out last game, basically, I think, because of fatigue. I haven't seen any injuries for Paul George especially. I saw Tyrese Maxey had a hand injury. Don't expect him to be out in this game. So I think those two will play. If those two do play, I think this is going to be a close game for the Knicks. They had that massive blowout going up against Milwaukee. We called that one correctly. Then they dropped a game against the Pistons. This Knicks team, they're so unpredictable. You have no idea what they're going to do. You can only hope to get them after getting their ass kicked, which we did against the Thunder. That's the only time you really rely on the Knicks. I think the 76ers do keep this game close. At home, I'm going to take the points, +7 as the play. For the next play, we're going to look at the Utah Jazz going up against the Hornets. 2 of the worst teams so far in the NBA this season. But I was going through the Hornets schedule, and I see 16 games of the 20-plus that they've lost. They have lost 16 of those games by single-digit points. I am going to say that this might be the worst team we've seen in the NBA for a long time. The Pistons, whenever they lost like 30 or 40 in a row last season or whatever it was, like I think it was like 28 or something like that, that was a pretty good team. They had a lot of talent on that team that just couldn't find a way to win games. Feel like the same things with the Hornets. I think they've got some talent on this team. They're not a great scoring team, but they have one of the best young players in the league in LaMelo Ball. I think he scores a lot of points in this game. The Hornets on the road, only a couple wins on this season. But the thing about the Jazz, they only have 3 wins at home this season. So it's not a home court advantage for the Utah Jazz in this game. The Hornets are coming off a game they really should have won going up against the Phoenix Suns. They were winning that game in the majority of the time, and then they just fell apart in the fourth quarter. The Suns took that game. For the Utah Jazz, they really haven't been competitive this season. They've lost 7 of the last 10 they've been in. They got an overtime win going up against the Nets at home in their last one, but they're going to be missing several key players in this game. No Colin Sexton, no John Collins, no Keontae George. Hornets healthy with a LaMelo Ball. They get the job done here on the road. -4.5 as the second play. Let's go to the player props for tomorrow. We're going to stick in the same game. LaMelo Ball over 26.5 points. This is what it was at against the Suns. If we get it again, I'm going to smash it. I'm going to smash it as hard as I can. 25 points against the Suns. It hit the under the last time he played. LaMelo has been dealing with some injuries over the last several weeks. Missing spots here, missing spots there. But the one thing that stays consistent with LaMelo Ball, even when he's coming back from injury, he shoots 20-plus times per game. He averages about 26 shots per game, had 25 against the Suns, 25 points, made 5 threes, 17 three-point attempts against the Suns, 16 three-point attempts against the Suns in the previous game. He is going to get the shots up in this game. If it's 26.5 points, it's only a matter of time. I say this every single time about LaMelo Ball. If he shoots 25-plus times, The odds of him going over 26.5 points are extremely high. It didn't happen in the last game going up against the Suns. Only scored 2 points in that fourth quarter. I told you that fourth quarter was kind of weird for the Hornets. I don't think he has any problem in this game going over the 26.5 points. The Jazz are one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA, up there with the next team I'm going to talk about. But I like LaMelo Ball here over his total points, 26.5 as the play. And let's stay in the family here. It's going to be a ball-on-ball day. Lonzo Ball, over 2.5 made threes going up against the Atlanta Hawks. This is the Atlanta Hawks team who is 28th this year in the NBA on the defensive side. This is the Atlanta Hawks team who are dead last this season at guarding the perimeter. They give up the most threes per game. And Lonzo Ball, I don't know if you've been watching or following along, Lonzo Ball, since the injury, he doesn't go to the glass. He doesn't finish. He sets up camp from the outside, and that's just what he's going to be the rest of his career, maybe. He is now a three-point shooter basically only for the Chicago Bulls. 6.3 points per game this season, 37.5% from the field. But at home this season, Lonzo Ball is shooting 40.6%, 37.9% from the outside compared to 28.2% on the road. He makes about 1.5 threes per game in the short span that we have seen him at home. But the reason I'm taking him in this game is because he's had 3 consecutive games making 4+ threes, and he's attempted at least 7 threes in 3 consecutive games. Shot volume against one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA, against the worst team on the outside. Lonzo Ball's been setting up shop on the outside the entire season. Ever since coming back from his injury, this game will be at home. I like his spot here, over 2.5 made threes. Might even be lucky to get at 1.5, but I think with the way he's been shooting recently, going to be 2.5 as the play. I would put LiAngelo up here, but I don't know. I mean, could we take him to top charts maybe in 2025 for the number 1 song, Tweaking, or whatever it's called, Tweaker? Looked up the words, I would attempt to sing it, but every other word is a word I can't say. So I'm not going to sing the song for you guys. I would if I could, but I'm not allowed to say some of those words on that song. But let's go to the recap graphic. We have the 76ers plus 7.5. I think Paul George and Tyrese Maxey going to come back in this game, going to be competitive against the Knicks. Hornets minus 4.5. Jazz missing all kinds of starters. LaMelo Ball goes in there, gets the job done with this Hornets team. I think they're better than people think. LaMelo over his total points against the Jazz. Bad defensive team. LaMelo Ball 25+ shots in this game. Then Lonzo Ball over 2.5 made threes. He's been setting up shop on the outside. 7+ threes in 3 consecutive games. They're going to start falling once again against this Hawks team who allowed the most 3-pointers in the NBA so far this season. Guys, it's going to do it for the NBA Plays and Props for Wednesday, January 15th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please share, like the video, and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.